Boom. Alright, what's going on, you guys? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to talk to you about what's going on with the price action in gold and silver right now. Unfortunately, in the wake of the recent US dollar strength, inflation hedge assets like gold and silver have seen a pretty rough past couple of weeks. And although the short-term technicals do still look a bit bearish at the moment, the long-term fundamental prospects for both gold and silver are still bullish in my opinion. Okay, so let's get straight into this one. Going to keep it nice and simple today. As always, we'll quickly go over each topic we're going to be discussing, and then we'll dive into each one individually. In front of us, TradingView, where of course we will be talking technicals, price action, and price targets on gold and silver spot today. We'll kick it off with gold. We will then move on to silver. For both charts, we are going to be sticking strictly to daily candles. Precious metals, but primarily the big dogs like gold and silver, do tend to move with a little less volatility than the majority of the financial markets. So I personally prefer to look at them strictly using daily candles, keeping things nice and bird's eye, nice and macro. So again, we will be taking a look at both of these on the daily candles, keeping it more macro and talking macro price targets. All right. If you guys are interested in playing a bit more volatility in the precious metal space, you're going to have to play the miners. So after the gold and silver technical analysis, we are going to be doing a sponsored review of First Mining Gold. When First Mining Gold reached out, I was really stoked on the potential of this integration because actually the founder of First Mining Gold is the founder and CEO of my single favorite precious metals mining company in the entire market, my favorite silver stock in the entire market. A lot of you who have been around for a while would know this. It's First Majestic Silver. So Keith Neumeyer, the founder CEO of First Majestic Silver, is also the founder of First Mining Gold. So really excited to talk to you guys about this. We'll take a look at the website, of course. I do want to talk to you guys about, or I guess show you guys this video that I do want you to check out if you do go on to do your research on this company and do find interest in this company. And then we'll close it out with the investor presentation. All right. Again, you guys, as always, with the sponsored reviews, just remember these are sponsored. So if you are interested in looking into this company and potentially investing in this company, always do your own due diligence, always do your own research, and always make your own decisions. Okay, got to remind you about that. Okay, but that said, let's get into this. As always, I do appreciate it if you guys give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you appreciate the content. So gold. Well, for both gold and silver, as we dive into the charts, we'll start with a shorter term time horizon and then zoom out and talk longer term potential, both to the upside and the downside. All right. So gold. The first thing I see when I look at gold is a break in this trend line, which as we zoom out will make more sense. And on top of that, a head and shoulders pattern that is a very, at this point, a very, very evident head and shoulders pattern that I do have a lot of confidence will play out in the short term. Okay. So of course, a head and shoulders pattern, I do have these arcs drawn for you guys to kind of illustrate the head and shoulders. Head and shoulders pattern in this case is of course a bearish pattern. You see the left shoulder, the head, and then when the right shoulder resolves itself, it usually resolves at the base of where the left shoulder started, which is going to be around here at around 1740. Now, again, this isn't crazy. We've already seen a pretty stark sell-off beginning on June 11th. Again, in the wake of the dollar strength, you guys, when the dollar is appreciating in value, most things that trade against the dollar, specifically inflation hedges like gold and silver, will depreciate in value. That's a big reason gold and silver had such a strong 2020 was because the dollar had such a weak 2020. Okay, so they're going to be inversely correlated. They will do the opposite of each other most of the time. All right, so dollar is strengthening. Unfortunately, that did catalyze a pullback, a correction in gold and silver. They're bouncing nicely right now, which is nice to see. But ultimately, I do still think gold will come down to at least 1740. If it breaks below this, I think worst case scenario for gold is going to be to test the bottom side of this massive, massive descending channel that we've been in since gold's high back in August of 2020. Okay, so gold, again, did reach its all-time high in August of 2020 in the summer of last year. Maybe we see a reversal. Maybe if we do break out of this, with the reason I have this green arrow right here, is if we are able to withstand this head and shoulders, even if we resolve the head and shoulders pattern, come down a little bit short term, maybe pop back up. If we can break back through this line of resistance on this descending channel, I do think there's a lot of potential that we do see a strong summer of 2020. If we repeat, not necessarily repeat last year, repeat history, but a lot of the time you do see history rhyme. Okay, so maybe we do see that, but again, for that to happen, we would have to see gold break back out of this line of resistance on this descending channel. But worst case scenario for gold, and this is a pretty bleak case if I'm being completely honest, because gold has withstood is resilient as an inflation hedge asset and as an asset that pretty much just for the most part goes up and to the right over the entirety of time. Okay, ever since gold was established as an asset of value like thousands of years ago. Okay, it's only appreciated over the long term. Okay, so that in itself, of course, I can't not be fundamentally bullish on gold, just knowing that, just how it withstood the test of time. But technically, if like the worst case scenario plays out and gold does come down to test the bottom side of this descending channel, that could take us around to like a 1500 gold in late August. Okay, so if that happens, that's going to be, in my mind, like the ultimate buying opportunity for gold, even if sentiment isn't really there from a technical perspective. Once we test that bottom side, it's only likely to me that we will ultimately start our journey back up to test the top line of resistance on that descending channel. Okay, so keep an eye on this, you guys. Of course, if you're trading gold related stocks, you want to know what the price of gold itself is doing, because that will ultimately dictate the price action, at least to some extent, most of the time, for gold miners, for silver miners, etc. Okay, so that's gold. Let's move on to silver. Silver is a pretty cool read right now. So the good thing that silver has technically more bullish case for it, just in general. You guys will understand as we talk about this. Okay, so silver right now is printing a very, very massive symmetrical triangle. Okay, symmetrical triangle, obviously this pattern right here, silver started printing its way back in November of 2020. Okay, so unlike gold, silver actually reached not its all-time high. Silver's all-time high is $50, which makes it on top of, so the fact that silver's all-time high is $50, I guess you could say, makes me technically more bullish on it, just because silver did not reach its all-time high when precious metals saw a rally in late summer, early fall of last year. It only got up to $30, okay? And silver, if you do want to make the argument, silver has, from a few fundamental perspectives that I don't want to get into right now, silver, in my opinion, is more valuable than gold, okay? So silver, on top of the fundamentals that make me believe that it's more rare actually than gold, and more applicable in a lot of in just industrial uses than gold, makes me bullish on it. And also the fact that, again, silver did not see its all-time high. Gold saw its all-time high in 2020. Silver did not. Silver from current levels could still 2x, and just if silver were to double from its current level, it would just be pretty much floating right at its previous all-time high set way back in 2011, over a decade ago. All right, so silver technically though is printing a very, very beautiful symmetrical triangle. The good thing about symmetrical triangles is that most of the time they will resolve themselves in the direction of the current trend. So silver, you can't look at silver right now and not say that silver is not in a bull market. Silver is, even if you look at this, from the March lows of March 2020, silver is kind of printing a massive bull flag. Okay, so you could say that this is kind of a bull flaggy pattern right here. If you were to draw this like this, a parabolic move up followed by in this case, I guess it's more of a symmetrical triangle. A lot of times it's a descending triangle, but symmetrical triangles can make a bull flags as well. So maybe silver does manage to play out this massive bull flag that's been printing for about a year and a half now. But in the short term, I will say that silver probably will come down at least to test this trend line right here. Worst case is going to be, so I mean, this is conservative, but I mean, that's kind of more of the trend right now on silver, right? I guess you could use this right there. Boom. Yeah, I would say that's a fairer trend line right there. So I do think in the short term, silver will come down early July, maybe to mid-July, to around $25. But after that, it only makes sense that it will come back up to test the top side if silver can break the line of resistance. So let's actually, because this is, come on, give me that. So right there, once and if, of course, silver is able to break this line of resistance. So pretty much if silver at this point breaks, I would say $28. If silver can break $28, that would make me very, very bullish on silver and really give me reason to believe that silver will start ripping and see a nice short to medium term rally. Okay, so that's silver. Again, you guys, we have seen some volatility. Silver will see more volatility than gold, simply based on the fact that its market cap is smaller, and of course, the smaller the market cap, the more susceptible the price is to volatility and price action. Okay, so just keep that in mind. But again, if you guys do want to play some volatility, if you guys do want to play potentially more exciting price action in the precious metals, in the gold and silver space, once again, you got to look at plays like First Mining Gold. Again, you guys always do your own research. But if you guys do want to check out the stock, check out the chart for yourself. We're not going to be looking at it on the charts today. We're just going to be focusing on the fundamentals. But their U.S. market OTC over-the-counter ticker symbol is FFMGF. All right. So that said, you guys can go look at the charts if you want. We're keeping it strictly fundamental today, talking about the fundamental prospects of First Mining Gold. So let's quickly read over. Of course, you guys always take a look at the website. We will then go on to, once again, I want to shout out this video with the CEO, Keith Neumeyer, very recent, June 21st. So nice and up to date with their media articles. And then again, close it out with the good old investor presentation. Okay, so First Mining is a Canadian gold developer focused on the development and permitting of the Spring Pole Gold Project in northwestern Ontario. Spring Pole is one of the largest underdeveloped gold projects in Canada. The result of a positive pre-feasible study for the Spring Pole Gold Project were announced by First Mining in January of 2020, and permitting activities are ongoing, leading to the submission of an environmental impact statement as outlined in detail on our environmental assessment portal. The company also has a number of active partnerships, including the Goliath Gold Complex, Treasury Metals, Pickle Crow, Auteco Minerals, and Hope Brook Big Ridge Gold, in addition to wholly owned properties Cameron, Duparquet, Duquesne, and Pitt. Oh man, please correct me on those because I know I'm wrong. First Mining was established in 2015 by Mr. Keith Neumeyer, founding president and CEO of First Majestic Silver Corp. So again, you guys, let me know. I've covered AG, I've covered First Majestic Silver many times in the past on this channel. That's seriously been my favorite, I would say my favorite single stock in the entire precious metal space for the past like 2 years, ever since I really started investing in precious metals. I've always respected Keith Neumeyer as a CEO, and I've always really liked First Majestic Silver from not only a technical perspective, it's a very exciting stock to play, but also a fundamental perspective. Like, their financials are great, and the fact that First Majestic Silver has always delivered well on scaling their operations and always had just a solid financial foundation gives me reason to believe that this project will probably follow the same trajectory. Okay, so that's that. Let's move on to just shouting again, you guys. The team behind the project is arguably as important as any of the fundamentals surrounding the project, or any short-term progress that the company is making. Because the team, the board, the shot callers, the ones who are calling the shots, will ultimately dictate the longer-term success of this venture. Okay, so that's why, again, Keith Neumeyer, you guys go watch this, get a better feel for the CEO. It's always important, especially if you're making, if you do choose to make a reasonable investment in a company, especially for the long term. Again, from a fundamental perspective, it's very important to understand the team, to look into the team. How competent is the board? How competent are the individuals who are operating and running this actual project? Okay, so go watch this if you guys are interested. Again, you guys don't have to, of course, but if you guys are interested in this company for yourself, I do recommend watching this video because I watched it and I was impressed personally. Okay, so go check this out, you guys. Again, just go here, click on the investors tab. You can hit media and just watch this if you guys want. But that said, I do want to go over their good old investor presentation. So First Mining Gold investor presentation, updated June 2021. You love to see that. Nice, everything nice and up to date once again. So why First Mining Gold? First check, advancing the Spring Pole Gold Project, one of the few development projects that can produce 300,000 plus ounces per year in a tier 1 jurisdiction. Pre-feasibility study completed with an NPV of US $995 million. That's a lot. At US $1,600 per ounce of gold, fully funded through feasibility and permitting, exploration, upside, and underexplored Birchi Uchi Greenstone Belt, active partner-driven project portfolio providing further upside and catalysts, significant and growing royalty portfolio presents longer-term upside value, experienced and growing team in place to unlock value. Again, that's, in my opinion, when I'm analyzing a company, you always want to look at the team. Okay, consistency of news, which they're doing a pretty good job at as well, as we just saw, and competency of the team, of the people who are calling the shots and doing the work itself. Okay, that's very, very important. Always bet. Never just bet on the horse. You got to bet on the jockey. Okay, never bet on the car, bet on the driver. Same thing. Lastly, trades at a significant discount to its peers. Corporate overview, 697 million shares outstanding. Fully diluted shares outstanding is 846 million. Its market cap is currently $272 million. You guys know I'm a sucker for a small market cap stock, because the smaller the market cap, as we were just talking about with gold and silver, the smaller the market cap is, the less capital inflow it takes to appreciate the price of that stock. Okay, so cash on hand, 36 million. Love to see that. Love to see cash on hand. Very strong in this current market environment, or always. Debt, no debt. That's huge. That's huge. No debt, cash on hand, and again, a great strategy from what I've read so far. I mean, all the stars are aligning. Okay, so let's move down here, and actually I do just want to focus. You guys can, of course, you guys, if you really are considering investing in this company, go read through the whole presentation. If you are competent in this lingo, in this language, then a lot of this will be very valuable to you. So of course, you guys, if you are seriously thinking about investing, always read through the corporate presentation, look through all the stuff, and do your due diligence. All right, moving on, I do want to primarily just pretty much focus now on the team. So let's scroll to this at the very bottom. This is a long corporate presentation. I do appreciate the time put into this. Okay, so the most important part, gosh darn, this is such a long corporate presentation. Okay, so right here, board of directors, Keith Neumeyer. So once again, I do want to put a lot of focus, again, you guys, just right here, straight up betting on the racer, not the car. Betting on the driver, not the car. Jockey, not the horse. Mr. Neumeyer has worked in the investment community since 1984. He has an unparalleled track record, which includes creating 2 world-class mining companies. First, Quantum Minerals, which has now grown into one of the world's largest copper producers, and First Majestic Silver, which is one of the world's largest silver producers in the world, Not going to go over everyone here, but again, you guys, from what I've read, I briefly read through all of their biographies, all very competent. So this is the board, this is the management team. Look at the CEO and director, Dan Wilton, Andy Marshall, the CFO, Ken Enquist, COO. Again, just briefly read through these and really establish an understanding of the team that's behind the company, of the team who is meant to execute. And if you deem them to be competent, then this company is likely to succeed. Okay, so again, Keith Neumeyer, I've watched so many of this guy's interviews over the past. So once again, when First Mining Gold did reach out regarding this integration, I just thought it was super organic. I love organic integrations, and I appreciate them. Reaching out. It's a pleasure to be working with these guys. And of course, you guys, if you do want to support them, go check them out. Go show them some love. We appreciate those who sponsor the Waves family, who make all of this possible. So First Mining Gold, go check them out. I will link their ticker symbol, their website down in the description. Let me know in the comments down below if you check them out, if you were already on these guys, if you've already been invested in them. Let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are on gold and silver as well. And yeah, as always, guys, I'll catch you downstairs in the comments. Until next time, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.